Morning, welcome back to the channel. I come out this morning to do Grisedale Pike, and we've got some really fancy temperature inversions going on. Where I am is dead clear, down there there's lots of fog, and ahead of me there's lots of fog. Anyway, it looks spectacular already. I left the house about 6:30. It's been really wet around here the last few days as well, and today looks like about the only day this week as well, the way the weather forecast is going, so that we're going up here and we're going to go to Grisedale Pike, and then we're going to loop back around and then back to the car. So just ahead of us is a summit of Kin. We're on the Kin Ridge at the moment, and beyond Kin we can see our path taking us farther up and up and up. After that steep ascent, this little ridge line here is quite welcome, to be quite honest. It is quite relentless, Grisedale Pike, and from the car park it's about 2.5 miles, so anyway, we'll just do a quick detour onto this little summit here. Not a Wainwright or anything. Well, it's a nice little viewpoint where we'll do a quick 360. There we are, the summit of Kin. There's our path in front of us, and there's the other side of the Coaldale Horseshoe. And as we keep panning around, I think that's King's Ow in the flag there in front of us. Keswick, Don't Water. And then we come round to the Blencathra bit. And then of course we have this Skiddaw Massif. And down the valley there you can see a bit of Bathurst Lake. The only lake in the Lake District, honest. And behind that, Binsey. Yeah. That's all silly stuff, isn't it, really? Anyway, let's crack on. There's nothing wrong with the sound. This is why I come up into the lakes. I haven't seen another soul since I left the road. So just to give you an idea where we are, we're in the low point between Kin and that ridge there in front of us is Sleetside, and then Grisedale Pike, which seems to be getting covered in clag just for the minute. So we're at exactly 1200 feet in this little dip between Kin and Sleetside, as I say, and Grisedale Pike is 2595, so we're not quite half the altitude here, and given that the car park is already about 500-600 feet, we've still got a ways to go, and a bit of clag to contend with by the looks of things. Hopefully by the time we get there though, it'll have gone. and if it doesn't, we'll make the best of it. Right. So, after that cheery note that we're not even halfway there, let's go and tackle Slideside for starters. Whew. That was a tight little... I'm going to catch my breath up here. Whoosh. Anyway, the views are going to start and open up in a second. Obviously, Grisedale Pike in front of us. Let's take a little detour and look over Grisedale Beck. And the Grisedale Plantation with the visitor centre in the background, hidden in amongst the trees. If you can hear us with all this heavy breathing. Woo! Right, let's get this last little bit of ascent done before we have a little respite, before we tackle the big lad. Goodness gracious. Yeah, this looks like a handy little spot. I'm going to have 5 minutes here, I think, before we tackle that bit. Good. So I thought this might be of interest to some people. This is the Garmin Fenix. I'll put the details up here in a second. But here we are, 9:55. I'm currently sitting looking southeast, 119 degrees. That's where we are at the moment. These are the stats so far. So we're 2.16 miles in, although I was probably a good quarter to a third of a mile in before I remembered to turn on the watch this morning. Average speed up the hill has been 1.6 miles per hour, which is a bit of a plod, but there it is. I'm currently sitting at 126 beats per minute in zone 3, for those of you that understand sports watches. And total ascent so far is just short of 1500 feet, 1482. Elevation is 2140 feet, and we've got 2595 at the peak of Grisedale Pike to get to. And in amongst that ups and downs, we've done 82 feet of descent, and there we are, back to 956. So just a quick interlude just to show you how I track my walks, and when we're finished and we press save, it'll fire that back onto my phone, where I use Outdoor Active, and it'll have plotted the track, heartbeat, pace, stops and rests, and all that good stuff. Okay, thought that might be of interest to some. Now we're going to crack on, and next time you see us, we'll be getting to the summit of Grisedale Pike. Oh, that's not it. Not yet. Close. But this does signify a slightly different way down on the wing ladder. Let's have a look. This is 2519. "75 feet to go, and the slope is significantly less now, although my breathing isn't any less. This has been quite significant for me. This has been my highest peak this year. Previous to this it was Hopegill Head, which we'll be able to see from the summit. Nearly there. In fact, we can see Hopegill Head over there now. Whoosh. Well, right, that's so cool. I imagine that means that that's the top. Fantastic! Bloody loving it. Right. A bit of a sit. And I contemplate. And a bag of crisps. Fantastic, love it. Right, let's see now. Right, so the other camera is doing a bit of a time lapse at the moment, so jump onto this camera, and from the summit of Grisedale Pike we have Hobgarten Crag down there in front of us, and then Hopegill Head is the pointy one in about centre frame. Get my finger out of that. And then in the background we have Whiteside, and down below Whiteside we'll have Water. It's a bit murky back over the West Cumbrian plain towards the Solway coast, but up here, bright as anything. So the big lump above Hobgarten Crag is Grassmoor, and then in the clag there is Hill Crag, and then we come down past Sale and Cozy Pike and Rowan End. In the foreground here we have Outerside and then Barra, and in the background Downwater and Keswick. It would be really peaceful up here, but I don't know if you can hear it, but there must be a wasp's nest up here somewhere. There's thousands of wasps everywhere. If you can catch any. Anyway, how cool is that ridge? Fantastic. so clear today, you can see just about all the paths as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down towards Hopgarten, and you can perhaps just make out a path that veers off to the left, kind of right behind that metal post in front of us. And we're going to drop down and catch that path that's coming down between Hillcrag and Grasmore, and then we're going to drop down into the valley, into Coaldale. So when you come up here to this sheep, no, the cairn, the sheep might move. What you want to do, grab this downhill bit, and you can see our path now ahead of us, relatively steep, so we're going to lose a lot of altitude very quickly. But look at that valley. Oh, look at that and tell me a glacier didn't build that. So we've just come down between that cleft, and here we can see the cascade down into Coaldale, and from the Beauty to the industrial. The Lake District was highly industrialised for hundreds of years with mines, and this one, I'm fairly sure, was the last working mine in this area, other than slate. Right, so we're on the old access road to the Coaldale mine, heading back towards Braithwaite car park. A few reflections on today. The atmospherics this morning were fantastic, loved that. Low cloud in the valley, high cloud on the fells, kind of really clear in the middle. And then by the time we got to Grisedale Pike, it had all burnt off, and we had views all the way out to Langdale Pikes, Penrith, and all the surrounding fells, and even over to Fleece and Galloway and Griffle, over the Solway Firth. So all in all, it's been a cracking day. Personally, quite chuffed about doing Grisedale Pike. You know, I have 40 years behind a desk, more than 40 years behind a desk, and whilst in my youth I was known to go up Skidded and Scarfell Pike and all them big lads. It's been 40 years, 35, 40 years since I was doing that. So, yeah, 791 metres will do for me this year. I'd like to bag an 800 metre one before the end of the year. And next year, it's all about getting up the 10 highest peaks in the Lake District. Probably be spread out a little bit, and we might be doing other things in between times. But for the moment, when I get home, I'm going to grab a beer and celebrate. I enjoyed the day quite a lot. So I'll probably wrap it up here. There might be a few more shots of me walking, but that's about it. Good if there's been anything today that's inspired you, put a smile on your face, please leave a comment, let me know what you think. Hit that thumbs up, and yeah, I'll be highly privileged if you subscribe as well, and then you can follow along on this journey that I set myself on as a New Year's resolution of all things. This one's actually lasted. See you next time.